Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Coach Carvel Bailey's Lunch and Learn. So today we're gonna do some Q&A, and then I want to give you, as you see scrolling across the bottom, right? I want to give you the basketball tools needed for this upcoming spring and summer season. So you don't want to miss this. Make sure that you share this with somebody, and we'll be right back with you. All right. Persistence, consistency, and finishing what you started. Time. How much time are you putting into your craft? I believe you don't lose, you learn. So you just ran out of time. Does that make sense? Like that contest, y'all just ran out of time. But how much time do you think you have before it's over? Right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. Don't matter if you're a damn All-American. Like, you got a job to do, so trust. Y'all not mentally tough because y'all don't trust not only each other, but you don't trust yourself. And you don't trust yourself because how much time you putting in. The ones that put the time in, they trust one another. They believe in themselves. So if y'all believe that y'all can do it, y'all should be going harder. Y'all should be holding one another accountable. Whatever you can do to help this team, that's what y'all need to happen. Everybody can't score. Everybody ain't fast. What everybody can do, what everybody that ever plays basketball should be able to do if they play basketball, they should be able to play defense and play hard. Them the only two things you can control.
And so hey, who want to play basketball? Honestly, who want to play basketball? All right, who has to play basketball? We just practice code. And dudes that y'all play, they gotta get their mom out the hood. The dudes that y'all playing, they living in a trap. The dudes that y'all playing ain't getting no sleep. So I got to get any advantage that I can. So what choices are y'all making? That's the point I'm getting to. Are you making the choice to play defense? Are you making the choice to pass the ball? Hell, are you making the choice to come to practice? And I commend y'all because y'all here in the evening. But guess what? Circle gets smaller. Tryouts, that circle was big, wasn't it? Circle gets smaller, dog. Everybody don't make it.
Share this out. All right, here we go. Here we go. Coach Carvel Bailey, and welcome to another episode of Lunch and Learn. Let me start off by saying this. I do want to date this broadcast. I do want to say, the camera a little bit. I do want to say, that looks much better. That looks much better. I do want to say, Happy Good Friday, right? Happy Good Friday to all of those that are here today. But before we get into it, Happy Good Friday 2023. Also, please join in with me, a coaching colleague of mine, um, um, Coach Mel, right? Coach Mel is dealing with some health issues right now. We pray for Mel's daughter. We pray for Mel. Great coach, great individual. Mel, get better, recover. We are definitely praying for you. Definitely praying for you, Mel. All right. So welcome to the show. Right, rep your city and state. Let me know what city and state you checking in from. Let me know what city and state you're checking in from. We got our IG family over here. As always, we got our Facebook and our YouTube audience right here. We got our podcast, everything back here. Hall of Famer is in the building. Steve Alexander. What's up, my brother? How you feeling? We got Coach Choice. Coach Choice is in the building. He's under that Adidas ladder. He got big time. This dude used to be, Coach, man, can I come? Man, sit in your practice. Can I come? He was the only
only student that was kind of like an honorary coach. Let him come in my practice, man. Now this dude is coaching. He ain't invited me to talk to his team. He ain't invited me to come check him out. He coach AAU. You see how people do, man? They get on and they forget where they come from, man. Pooh man, you forgot where you came from. You ain't invited me not once. You've been blaming it on your coach. Why are you on the staff if you can't offer things to your coach that's going to help the program, man? But I love him like a son. I love him like a son. Hey, Pooh man, you know I love you like a son. But hey, at year 48, I say I'm gonna be a straight shooter. Just a straight shooter. It's hundreds of coaches call me up, talk all the time, and I'll be like, hey, won't you let me come share this information with your players? And I don't hear back from them, man. They go. So, Pooh man, I'm putting you on spot. I'm putting you on notice in front of the world, right? And once you invite me to come out, I'm gonna let everybody know. Adidas man, all right? I love you like a son. You already know. So here we go. Let me give y'all these tools, right? Any Q&A. It's Q&A also, right? It's Q&A. So definitely drop your questions out. Listen to this dude, right? He said, we never play in Chicago. What does that mean? Y'all practice in Chicago. You live in Chicago. So does most of your players. So come on, man. As you told me, don't do that. If y'all play in Chicago or if y'all don't. I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying, invite me out. Let me come. Let your athletes know where you got some of your information too, man. You always talk about, I know you're a Chris Heddenite, right? Like that's where you got it from, but hey, I'm always here if you want me to come out. But don't say y'all never play in Chicago. That'll make me fire on you when I see you, right? Or not pass you the ball when I'm on your team. You always be like, coach, give me the ball. I can shoot that thing and I'll stall you out, right? I won't pass it to you next time we play together. But anyway, let me get right into it because me and Pooh man, we can laugh and talk all day long, right? Again, like one of my hoop sons, the only student ever, like honorary, that had that trust from me. Because I believed in him and still do so much. But let me give y'all some tools to help you and your athlete kind of stand out in the spring. Everybody is about to write as Pooh man said, Coach Choice. They aren't playing in Chicago, whatever they're doing, where they're at. But this is going to help my coaches, right? But more so, it's going to help the parents to help your athletes. So I'm gonna break down these three things. Again, if you got any questions, drop them in the chat and I'll answer your questions as we go about this. I want to share this with you because I know it's about time and everybody's about to start moving around and traveling. And I want to be able to help give you all some value, add value. That's why I come on here, right? Add value to you to help educate you. So again, let me know what city and state you listening from. But the first thing in the spring and the summer, the first thing and the foundation, your athlete must have the right attitude. They must have the right attitude. And what do I mean by the right attitude, right? If they want to get looked at, if they want to catch the eye of a coach, if they want to pique the interest of a coach, there are certain things that they have to do. And so they have to have the right attitude, they have to have the right map, and they have to have the right tools. All right. So if anybody is taking notes, those three things: the right attitude, the right map, and the right tools. Now, let me break down what I mean by the right attitude. If your athlete wants to pique the interest of a coach, they have to bring energy, right? Coaches don't care to coach energy. One of the most stressful things for a coach is to have to convey their energy onto their players. And energy is contagious. Yes, energy is contagious, just like attitudes. Attitudes are contagious, as yours worth catching. But when a coach has to spew out added energy to help charge the players up, that's draining for a coach. And so it will pique a coach's interest if an athlete is out there playing with energy. That means running the court every time down, like every time the ball goes one way, your athlete should be also running, sprinting that way. They should have the energy needed to play basketball at a high level. And then they have to have effort, right? Some people say energy and effort is the same thing. No, well, your energy, right? That's kind of fuming out of you. Do you have bad energy? Do you have good energy, positive energy, negative energy, right? But then your effort, how much effort is somebody giving to a thing? My athletes always in practice every day, since I was on a college level, we always did a drill called loose ball charge drill every day. Every day. Roll the ball, they got to dive on the ground for the ball, come back, and they got to take a charge. Every day. Because we understood that little bit of effort, diving on the ground for a loose ball, that little bit of effort sliding in for that charge, that little bit of effort of getting deflections, those things help win basketball games. But more importantly, those are the things that pique the interest of those individuals watching. So your athlete must have the right attitude. And under that, they have to bring the right energy, and they have to have effort in what they're doing. Does that make sense? Right? If this is making sense, just drop a 1 in the chat if it's making sense, no matter where you're watching this at. And then the last thing, in terms of attitude, athletes have to be able to communicate. Now, we've went a whole week talking about attitudes and John Cena's or Tony Yayo's. Matter of fact, Flavor Flav, right? People, I talked about John Cena got this from Tony Yayo. But what about Flavor Flav? Get up, get down. 911 is a joke in your town. Y'all may not remember that, but like Flavor Flav. But let's not talk about all of that in terms of communication, because there's verbal communication, there's nonverbal communication. To pique the interest of a coach, how well is your athlete communicating? Are they calling screen, help side, ball, shot? Are they high-fiving their teammates? Are they getting touches with their teammates? Are they encouraging their team? What type of communication are they having? Or are they waving folks off, telling their teammates, don't talk to me, all that bad energy, bad effort, bad communication? That won't pique the interest, but that'll get your athlete to stand out. May not pique the interest of a coach, but it's definitely going to make your athlete stand out. Bad energy, bad effort, bad communication. But if your athlete has good energy, good effort, good communication, it's definitely going to pique the interest of those individuals in the stands watching. Does that make sense? And now the second thing. So we got right attitude. Now, the right map. This one is more so for you, the adults. Your athlete has to have the right map, meaning they have to have the right plan. What are you doing this spring and this summer? Have you literally sat down and created a plan for the spring? Have you created a plan for the spring, April, May? And then have you created a plan for the summer, June and July? Most schools start back in August, especially in the South. They start like right in August. But have you broken down the spring and the summer into two separate categories and created a plan on what it is that you're looking to achieve during that time? Don't just be the parent that takes your kid all around the city, all around the country to play games, and you have no plan in place for them other than to go play games. Because ultimately you're paying for a babysitter at that point. What is the plan? What are you looking to achieve from this spring, from this summer? So many people go into things and they don't have a plan about what they want to do. Anybody going into war, any type of war, they have a plan on how they're going to get in, but the biggest thing is a plan on how they're going to get out. This is why so many athletes get stuck in their situations, because they don't have an exit plan. They don't have an exit plan because they didn't have an entry plan to begin with. When you know what you're going in for, once you get that, now you can exit. So many people stay stuck in a thing because they've slipped up and got themselves inside of a thing. And once they get inside of it, they don't know how to deal with it and they don't know how to get out. And so the frustration mounts, now the anger starts to happen, the energy is bad, the effort is off, and now your athlete like confidence is down. Now they don't want to play basketball anymore. They may not want to play sports anymore. The athlete goes south. Why? Because you as the parent put them in a situation that they didn't have a plan to begin with. And they got so far deep into that thing and they didn't know how to get out because they didn't know why they were in to begin with. Are you looking for exposure? Well, what's the plan to get the exposure? Does that make sense? And once you get the exposure, now how are you going to exit out of that to then go to the next phase? Because again, your athlete is being scouted, evaluated, or recruited. Scouted, evaluated, or recruited. So once your athlete, right, gets looked at, now what? So you have to have a proper plan. We talking about map. You have to have a proper plan. But then what's the purpose? What is the purpose of you and your athlete traveling all around the country this spring, this summer? What's the purpose? And if you don't have a plan put in place, it's hard to really determine the purpose of your actions. But when you understand the purpose, if an athlete understands the purpose and they have a good plan, they're going to be ready when adversity hit them because they know that their plan, they may have to make adjustment to the plan, but the purpose is the purpose. So what's the purpose in your map for these next 90 days? And then more so, when you're talking about the right map, who are the people involved in your kids' life? Who are the people right now that they're involving themselves with, that you're introducing them to? See, because this is Good Friday, right? And the good book says that like thief is the comparison, like or comparison is the thief of joy. Who's your athlete comparing themselves to? Probably the people that they're around. They're probably comparing themselves to the people that they're around. And if they aren't seeing the results that those people around them are getting, it can affect them negatively. But then we talk about people in terms of coaches, adults, street handlers, right? Even the people that you're around. How are they helping with the purpose and the plan of this whole map that y'all putting in place? Because a map will give you where you're trying to go, but first you need to know where you're at. So if you don't have the purpose of why you're doing it, it's hard to come up with a plan. And then once you have the plan, you have to have the people in place to help you put that plan together, all because of that purpose. Now, listen, if y'all not taking notes, if y'all don't take notes while I'm talking, you're either going to have to go back and watch this, which majority probably won't, or you're missing great information. If you're not taking notes, you're going to have to go back and watch this again, which you should with your athlete. But it's better if you're taking notes so you can get these points down. Otherwise, you get confused unless you're an auditory learner, right? There are 3 different types of learners. There's auditory that can just hear me and take it in. But studies show the majority of people in this world are visual learners. So they have to see, right? Like I'm a visual teacher. That's why I teach with my hands and things. But visually, so if you aren't writing down what I'm saying so you can see it, then you're probably not in your best learning style. Then we have kinesthetic learners, right? They have to be hands-on, right? So I can put pictures up and visually, but then kinesthetic, are you involved in the learning? See, this is where a lot of athletes just go wrong because coaches or teachers don't even really understand there's 3 different types of ways that people learn. So if your athlete is a visual learner, but your athlete's coach is just auditory, How are they gonna learn? If your athlete is a kinesthetic learner and your athlete is just visual and don't allow them to get into plays to like shadow and know what's going on, it's gonna be totally lost. So you got to have the right attitude, you got to have the right map, and then you have to have the right tools. Now, what are some tools that you need to help your athlete this spring, this summer, right? These next 90 days. You have to have a camera. Even if it's your cell phone, you need a camera. You need to be taking still shots, which is photos. You need to be taking videos. You need to get as much content. You need to get as much visual content of your athlete as possible, because your athlete is a brand. And if your athlete as a brand are not branding themselves, who's going to even know that that brand exists? Right? We see Nike everywhere, or Adidas, even Under Armour now, just all different types of brands. Based on their branding, that helps people know they exist. Well, as a parent, don't just sit in the crowd and say, go do you, kill your man, do right. How about being in the stands? And you don't need if you have a tripod, if it's a personal tripod, whatever it is, do those things. Look, I went to Best Buy and I brought this thing here, right? This thing here, and it has a plug. I can set this mic, I can plug this mic into my phone. Boop. And now I have an enhanced microphone. If I need to capture audio, I can, right? Has a thing. If I had a mount, I can put it up there, right? If you have a tripod, you can use that, but you need a camera to capture your athlete. You need a camera to capture your athlete. You need videos, short videos, long videos, and videos of them working out, videos of them in the layup line, videos of them in their training sessions, videos of them working out, like pictures while that's going. You can push record and take pictures while you're recording. So now you can get two things done at one time. But you need a camera for your athlete. The next thing is your athlete needs a resume. What good is it for you to do all these things this summer, especially if your athlete is in high school and you're looking for this exposure and your athlete doesn't have an athletic resume? Your athlete needs an athletic resume because they're looking for a job, right? They're looking to they're looking to sign a contract for a scholarship. If someone's going to pay them to go to school, that's a contract. They're looking for a job. So in the business world, and basketball is a business, but in the business world, what happens? You have to submit a resume or what do they call it? A CV, so that people can see your experiences and what you've done. Your athlete needs a resume, athletic resume. Now, those are all things that we help our athletes with, right? Go through a whole athletic resume, but your athlete needs an athletic resume. The third thing is your athlete needs an NCAA ID number. Now, listen, if you're on here, yeah, you should be taking notes. But to the coaches that's on here, I'm giving you gold. I'm giving you gold because I'm giving you the information, right? And our 5-week coaches cohort is about to start at the end of the month, and our 5-week coaches cohort is only going to be $97, right? And this is for coaches. It's going to be $97, right? It's going to be actually it's going to be 4 weeks and possibly a bonus, $97. But we're going to explain all this to the coaches. Well, do you understand that now the investment for your program can go up because you're doing things that no other program is doing? To my parents, now you can ask your coaches, well, are you helping me do this with my athlete? What good is it for you telling me, oh, we play on this circuit, we do this, we do that. We never play in Chicago. We never play at home. We go all around. Well, why? You get this, now you're looking for this exposure. How are you going to get a return on your investment if you have nothing tangible? Your athlete needs an athletic resume, but also your athlete needs an NCAA ID number. I may not remember your name, but if I got your ID number, I can go look, and that ID number, now I can see your transcripts, I can see your classes, I can see like boom, boom, boom. Is your athlete prepared for the things that they want? Probably not. That's why they need a coach in their life. Going back to the right map, they need those people to be to help them. So you need a camera, you need an athletic resume, you need an NCAA ID number. And then also, right, as I said earlier, 3 different types of learning, 4 different types of behavior styles. Your athlete needs to take the athletic strength assessment that I have. They have to take this athletic strength assessment that I have to be able to put themselves in a situation to know how they like to perform, how they like to communicate, how they react to certain things, right? What they're looking for. So they'll know who they're playing with, how to play with their teammates. They need this in their life. And then as a parent, you need a list of questions. Because you're doing all this traveling with them too, right? And so you may see coaches. If coaches are talking to your athlete or not, what's stopping you from asking these coaches questions? You should have a list of about 5 questions. And every coach you see, you should be asking that coach those 5 questions. Why your athlete is not playing, right? Because they got time between games, right? You need to be going to these coaches and right, you got to know how to communicate too. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a couple questions as a coach? Can I ask you a couple questions? Excuse me, are you a coach? Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? I'm a parent of an athlete. You don't even have to give me your athlete name. No, that also. I'm a parent of an athlete, and I'm just interested in learning more about this process. Can I ask you a couple questions? And now you're asking them same questions to each coach that you see, coaches at your games, is coming to look at your athlete, somebody else, coaches at these events. What are you asking? Oh, you just gonna sit and let your kids coach tell you everything that you need to know about the next level. But your kids coach ain't coached on the next level. Five questions. 5 questions that mean something to you as the parent and your athlete. 5 questions. And now finally, when all that's said and done, coaches aren't always just offering on the spot. Get that out your head. They're not just offering on the spot. If they do, your athlete is either exceptional in what they need or the coach is desperate. If they offer athletes on the spot, that means that your athlete is everything what that team needs or they're desperate. And now one of those questions should be, what does your team need this year? What do they need this year? Especially if you're going to offer my athlete, right? Well, what do y'all need? And is my athlete that? But now coaches are looking to really build relationships. Coaches want to reach back out and follow up with you. Even if I verbally offered, that's not binding. Coaches may go to events, and again, go back a couple shows before this. I talked about it. Coaches may verbally offer, just to verbally offer to get people to hold up in their actions. Oh, I like him. I'm gonna just offer him to just kind of put a pause in their decision making long enough to where I can get to know them a little bit and kind of throw my little sauce on them. But does your athlete have a communication outlet? Does your athlete have a communication outlet? So the last thing that I'm gonna give you, the last thing I'm gonna say is your athlete needs a communication outlet specifically for this. If they get a email account specifically for this, that's cool. I personally believe that all athletes need to have their own domain name. They need to go get their own domain name. My website is carvelbailey.com. It started out as blesstheballsd.com, but it's carvelbailey.com. What's your athlete's name? Your athlete should have their domain in their name, or they should have an email address in their name. Not Shorty can shoot too. That's not it. Coldest dribbler at Gmail. No. Who am I talking to? They need a communication outlet, either a domain name or email address with their name. How's the coach going to get back to them? How's the coach going to start to build a relationship with them? And I'm not necessarily emailing, let's say, somebody with RIP Greasy City at yahoo.com. I ain't about to email that. That's a representation of you also, the parent and the athlete. So what type of communication outlet do they have? And they need one. All right. So tools to stand out. They need the right attitude. I broke that down. They need the right map. I broke that down. They need the right tools. I broke that down. If you have any questions, then feel free to inbox me, right? Send me an email, info@blesstheballsd.com. And if you know that your athlete is lacking on some of these things that I talked about, your athlete and you need help, then schedule a discovery call with my team and I. Schedule a discovery call with us, right? So that we can really see what your athlete needs and where they're trying to go, right? We can see where they are, where they're trying to go, and what they need to get where they're trying to go. And if we think it's a good fit, then we'll help you out. And we'll tell you how we can help you out. And then we'll possibly make you an offer to come work with us. All right. And also, so go check out my free case study video where I give you 3 of my real trade secrets on what coaches really look for. Because again, I've been in that first seat. I ain't the high school coach. I ain't the club coach. I ain't the AAU coach. I'm the former head college coach that's been in that seat, and I know what they look for. All right. So go check out that free case study video at BeTheRightRecruit.com. BeTheRightRecruit.com. Go check that out. And then if you want to schedule an appointment to, speak to me and my team, then you could definitely do that. Now, if you're in the Chicagoland area, right? If you're in the Chicagoland area, we have 5 weeks left. We have 5 weeks left of our Game Changer Academy. All right. April 3rd through May 8th. All right. First week was Monday. 5 more weeks. We go for 2 hours. Go for 2 hours in Linwood, Illinois, right? Right outside Chicago. So if you want to be a part of that, then you can definitely go to bit.ly/B2BSD Game Changer. Okay, so on IG we got a question. Street Bike 321. What role would they play? Are they valued? How do you see me fitting in your program? Yes, it's a business. Brand yourself as such. Absolutely. Absolutely. What role would they play? Are they valued? Okay. So are these your questions? Are these the questions that you would like to ask coaches? Street bike. And you can drop your name so I know exactly who I'm talking to. But yes, it is a business. Brand yourself as such. Absolutely. How do you see me fitting into your program? That's an amazing question, right? How do you see my son fitting into your program? Oh, players should ask. Yep. And what I'm discussing is what parents should ask, right? Athletes should ask questions also. But athletes have a certain opportunity to ask questions. Can athletes go around and talk to coaches? Yes, they absolutely can. And here's the trick. Here's the trick that most people don't know. An athlete can reach out to a coach at any time. Coaches just can't reach out to athletes at any time. But your athlete can send a communication to a coach at any time. Now the coach probably won't respond. They may have somebody else respond. But athletes can reach out to coaches at any time. So athletes should ask questions. But what I'm speaking of, right, in terms of those 5 questions, parents should be asking those questions, because not only will it help you with the college coach, but it also help you understand what the club or AAU coach may be telling you that may not be necessarily in line with your goals. Okay, you say yep and true. Okay. Okay, so does that make sense to you? Anybody else got any questions? Anybody else on my Facebook, YouTube? He said he don't want no trouble. Hey man, I'm just telling you. Any other questions? Any other questions? All right. Was this helpful? If this was helpful, just drop a yes underneath. If this was helpful, drop a yes underneath. And if you know somebody, that needs to hear this information, right? I want you to tag them right now, right? If you're on, tag them right now. All right. Even though you may not want to rep your city and your state. And I'm not sure, right? Again, asking these questions, I'm not sure how people can help their athletes if they're not asking questions. I just sent the email out today. But one of my coaches told me 3 things that they told me, total game changers. 1, take quarterly retreats. You work hard for 90 days, take a break for a minute and recharge. The second thing was talk to strangers. You know how great I've been feeling, like talking to strangers. Talk to strangers, you find out more about you and them. And then the third thing is ask questions. Ask questions. That's the only way you're going to get what you're looking for. How can you be a parent and you don't ask questions? You don't communicate, you don't talk. It's not going to be helpful. Have a blessed day. Yes, about to film games this week and practice this week. North Carolina Hoop State. Okay, so you're from North Carolina? Yep. Now, what grade is your athlete in? Are you in North Carolina? What grade is your athlete in? Talking to somebody on IG. On IG. Okay, yes. Say dropping knowledge. Yes. Okay. Yes to which question? Oh, so you're in North Carolina. Okay. Now, what grade is your athlete in? But I'm glad that you're going to take action and you say you're going to start filming games this weekend. And you may not have to film the whole game, but definitely get clips. I'd be amazed when I talk to parents, say, do you have any film on your athlete? And then some parents just, it's to me, it's not, I don't want to say ethical, but some parents just flood me with film. Like I'm not looking at film right now. But you need to have it in case somebody asks for it. Byers Baker, my freshman. Okay, 6'6" freshman, North Carolina. Absolutely. Get pictures, get videos, and it's not just basketball. Okay, like it's not just basketball. He has a life. He has a life, right? Freshman year, document the process. A lot of people like are asleep. They fail to understand the importance of documenting the process. When I go in the gym sometimes, right, with my athletes, I'm documenting the process to show them this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. So definitely document that process. Like if he went to homecoming or right first event, you know, of the spring, of the summer, like if you missed basketball season, but like all of those things, because your athlete is the brand, and you and your athlete are brand managers of that brand. Does that make sense? Right? So you have your family name, that's the brand. And then under the family, each of you all in the family is its own brand. But you all are all brand ambassadors of each other's brand. So yeah, definitely film those things. Let me know how it works out also. All right. Let me know how it works out also for you all. All right. So that's about it. If I don't have no more questions, I'm about to go. Whew, so I'm in husband mode right now, right? So when I click off here, I'm from coach mode to daddy mode and husband mode. Got to go to the store, get some food for Resurrection Sunday dinner, Easter Sunday dinner. And then I'm coming back home, get my exercise in and get in the sauna for about 30, 40 minutes and relax, right? Just sweat it all out, relax. Sauna, game changer. Last thing. If your athlete doesn't, if you don't, if your athletes don't, if you don't, please do this. Get yourself at least 30 seconds of a cold shower every day, at night or the morning. Before you get out that thing, and you may like it hot, but before you get out that thing, turn that water cold a little bit and stand. It ain't got to be ice cold, but turn it cold a little bit. Again, you don't believe old Coach Bailey, go do your own research. Cold showers, cold baths, it helps with recovery. It helps with immunity, with your immune system. And we all need a better immune system in these days. But it helps with recovery, energy. Trust me. This weekend, tonight, tomorrow, Sunday, take a cold shower and just send me a message and let me know how it affected your energy and your effort and your communication. All right. That cold shower gonna help you with that whole right map. All right, in the door. But it's Coach Carvel Bailey. I'm out of here. I got to go get these things done. Again, go check out my free case study video at BeTheRightRecruit.com. All right, BeTheRightRecruit.com. Street name, but the link is in my bio. The link is in my bio for that free case study video. Go check out that free case study video. If you would like any help with your son or things that you may know, definitely schedule a call with me as well for everybody on here, Facebook, and YouTube. Definitely same way, reach out to me. All right, Coach Carvel Bailey, I got to go. Happy Good Friday to everybody. Y'all be safe, be blessed, and I'll holla. Peace.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry.
This is Blessed of All, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Bless the Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Bless the Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant.
Bless the ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Bless the ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Bless the ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play.
Bless the ball.
Cherish the opportunities that you have.
Bless the ball.
Use your mentality to master the craft.
Bless the ball.
Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.